I'm here with Wealdstone coach Mike Percival after an exceptional win at Kingfield away at Woking. It was a 2-0 victory for the Stones. Mike, start where you want.
I'm going to apologise now because I could talk all day about that performance. I won't, because I appreciate we've all got to get home. But firstly, I want to credit the gaffer, because he comes out here week in, week out and credits, all the players and all his management team. And he's a proud man. He don't need to be credited, but he deserves it today, because that was an absolute tactical masterclass by himself. What he did with Smithy by bringing them in and dropping them into centre half. We knew they were very direct and liked to go long and play off the seconds, and he dropped Smithy in there, and Smithy was absolutely outstanding and cleaned up everything. But not only that, first half, if we had been 4-0 up at half time, I don't think that would have been an injustice to us. They just couldn't live with our movement. Every time we got into their final third, Pratty, Greeny, T's movement was just absolutely outstanding, and it helps when you've got such a powerful midfield behind you. And what we had today with Godders, Simon and Christian, so from start to finish it was an absolute masterclass. To come here and dominate like we did just shows what this team can do. And we've been talking about it since the turn of the year 2019. 5 unbeaten now, 11 from 15. We've gone to some tough away places and picked up points. So yeah, just on to Billericay next week now.
They haven't lost here since October. How big is this in terms of momentum? As you said, we're 5 undefeated now in 2019, and it's really turned around, and we're really looking upwards now, aren't we?
Yeah, it is. And we're the only team, well, two times now, they haven't scored against us all year. Coming into this game, the only other team was Watford. So listen, we're taking one game at a time. What today does is just continue the run, continue the momentum. But what you're hoping today does, and what I believe will to do today, is just give belief. Gaffer's talked about it, that we've got to come to one of these big boys and get a result to really push our season on. We could argue we probably deserved one of these big away wins at Welling and Concord and stuff like that. So we've gone here today and just stuck to the Gaffer's game plan, which, like I mentioned, was absolutely first class, and we've just dominated the game. Even when we went down to 10 men, they obviously went more and more direct and picked up a little bit of seconds, but I think Northie's had to pull off one outstanding save at the end. But apart from that, we were very comfortable, and could have gone on the counter attack and potentially got more, but we were happy with where we were at.
Talk about Loney Taro Alarakia. He's had his teething period now in his 2 games. He's come in today and scored after 11 minutes. What sort of a player is he like to have around?
Well, yeah, why we've been tracking T and why we like him is because the shape that we're playing at the minute, you need movement off the ball, and he comes in off the line absolutely unbelievably, like his goal today. But on the flip side of that, his work off the ball, he's a very clever boy. He knows the position well. He knows what we require of him off the ball, which ultimately is the most important thing. And he's been a revelation since he's come in. We put a lot of homework into making sure the recruitment on T was right. We knew what we wanted from a player, and he's come in and he's done that. But what we're looking for T now is he's got up to the pace of this standard. Can he give us that extra 10-15%? And I think he did today. So hopefully we can see more of that from T in the coming weeks while we still have him.
You previously mentioned Jonathan North. He's kept his 2nd clean sheet in a row now and pulled off a fantastic save, as you said there. What's it like to have such an experienced goalkeeper in this league towards the end of this season?
Yeah, without a doubt, Northie is the best, or one of the best goalkeepers in this league, and arguably probably the league above. So for us to have him week in, week out is an absolute privilege to work with. And as a back four, when you've got Northie behind you, it gives you confidence. And what Northie did brilliantly today is, like I mentioned, we knew they were quite a direct team. We like to put balls in boxes, and he come out off his line today and caught and punched what he needed to. And when you need him at the end, where we're under a bit of pressure, he pulls off it's an absolutely outstanding save. But we've sort of become accustomed to seeing that from Northie, so it doesn't even surprise us when he pulls that off anymore. But yeah, he was outstanding today. But from every man that played, that come off the bench, everyone was absolutely brilliant. And you don't come to these places unless you get 8s and 9s out of 10 from everyone, and we certainly got that today. So yeah, very, very happy.
Talk about Wealdstone's shape at these away games and particular home games as well. You can tell that it takes hours and hours on the training pitch to perfect and master. What's it like to have such a good group of players like that can learn your style?
Yeah, most of these boys have either played at the highest level, i.e. pro, or going on to play at that level. So they're all intelligent players. and you know, like you say, these things don't happen overnight. It goes into a lot of work on the training ground, and what people, you know, sometimes tend to forget is we only have these boys 3 hours a week, and sometimes they have jobs, so you need to get, you know, certain stuff out of them. But you know, they've taken to this shape well. There's still a few tweaks here and there that we need to improve on, and we will. But what was great today is, you know, we tweaked it with Christian, and he was absolutely outstanding. You know, he won every header, he picked up all the seconds, and some of the areas that he put balls in for Pratt, ET and Greeny to get onto were brilliant. So yeah, the shape's working. You know, obviously depending on the opposition, you have to tweak it here and there. That's what the gaffer did today. Tweaked it. It worked. We'll obviously we'll start our work on Billericay, and we'll have to make more tweaks to make sure we try and come out of a positive result against them.
Thank you, Mike.
Man.
Cheers.